Historical structures, both despised and feared. Built in the early 1900s as single-sex hostels to house thousands of migrant workers who toiled on the mines. During the last years of apartheid, they became political battlefields. Thousands lost their lives in clashes, mainly between the IFP and ANC supporters, almost plunging the country into civil war. 22 years after democracy, hostels are still associated with poverty, neglect, crime and tribalism. Denver Hostel on the edge of Johannesburg was built in 1944. It's home to over 6,000 residents, most of them migrant workers from KwaZulu-Natal. Recently, it was in the eye of a political storm. Residents took to the streets over a planned demarcation. It would see parts of Ward 65, an IFP stronghold, moved to a DA-led ward.
We are still going to fight this. We are not happy at all about this.
Unemployment is rife here, and many do not pay for services. Most hostel dwellers are self-employed. Shu Kopla Vusimuzi Nkabinde has lived here since 1981. He is a respected Induna.
The biggest problem here is the filth. It's worse than a pigsty. No one cleans for us here.
22 years into democracy, life here remains the same. There's little service delivery at this hostel, and residents live in squalor. With the local councillor not able to effect any change, they say they feel neglected by government.
All the issues that have been raised with the provincial government, but they're not responding in satisfactory manner. They don't want to do anything with this situation.
The inner hostel is littered with filth. The smell of raw sewage permeates the air. There is also very little maintenance of aging infrastructure, with leaking water pipes and dysfunctional toilets.
We acknowledge that the conditions that they are subjected to are not good conditions, but also what we're encouraged by is the fact that they had stated during their march that they are prepared to pay for services. All we have to do is just to create time for the MEC to meet with them.
Programs to transform hostels into modernized family units have been met with some resistance. Officials are accused of corruption over the location of units. In 2015, residents of Deep Kloof Hostel in Soweto resorted to violence and destruction.
There was an uproar, but following 2 months, there was no longer an uproar because we had moved in and debated, talked with leadership and everyone and agreed. So Deep Kloof is no longer an issue now. People are in the rental houses, they agreed.
In other hostels, the upgrading is being embraced. Residents have committed to pay for services.
All Johannesburg hostels have no issue on rental because we have now agreed. It's a matter of now we must sort those that were damaged so that we then allocate people properly.
Despite the interventions, hostels can't shake off their notorious reputation. It will take years to unite families in decent units. Until then, a dark chapter of apartheid is being perpetuated. Mangoba Mchunu, Johannesburg.